Vertx has just released some new bags based off of a lot of feedback that myself and others have been mentioning over the years, and these might just be my favorite packs to date. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. We got some new bags from Vertx today. I used to do a ton of bag videos whenever they released some new stuff, and those videos have kind of faded off after a while, but they released a new collection of bags that I am super stoked on. So we're going to take a look at some of the new gen bags, but then dive into the ones that I'm really excited for. So first and foremost, we have these two new gen bags right here, and these are the two bags that I always recommend to people. If you're not familiar with Vertx Bags, check back through some of my playlists on the channel. I talk about these things quite often, and they're designed mainly with a tactical purpose, but for the most part, I'm just using them as an everyday carry bag for computer gear, camera stuff, and whatever I need for the adventure that I'm going on that day. So the two bags that I typically always recommend are these two right here. We'll start with the smaller of the two. This is the EDC Ready Pack, and this is the newest generation of the bag. So you'll notice some new materials here compared to some of the bags that I've showed you in the past. It's kind of like a JanSport backpack. One smaller pocket on the front here. This is typically where I'll dump EDC items when I'm taking this bag on an airplane. A bigger compartment right up here, which has a MOLLE panel on the inside, and there's hook and loop all throughout all of their bags. And then of course, we have the big main compartment here. We got a nice little pouch for a laptop, kind of like an admin pocket in the front here, and there are a ton of accessories that will work with all of these bags. We're gonna hit on that more in a little bit as well. Last but not least, on these EDC Ready Packs, you of course have the rapid deployment tab over here. So when this thing is on your back, you can rip this thing open as you sling it around to your front, and this is where you're going to be putting holsters and other tactical kinds of gear. I'm really not one for off-body carry all that much. Typically, while I'm carrying, it is in an appendix holster up front, but it is cool to have the option if you want to carry off your body. So that EDC Ready Pack is generally my go-to bag, but if I'm going on a longer trip, maybe I'm flying somewhere for a long weekend, that's when I will bump up to this pack, which is one of their largest two-strap backpacks, and this is the Overlander. I've done videos on this guy in the past as well, so we have basically all the same features, but with a little bit nicer and newer materials. There are pouches and water bottle pockets all over this thing. My favorite piece on the Overland bag is probably this top pouch here. This bag will sit in between my legs when I'm sitting on a flight, and I can just dump out all of my pockets into this. So I kind of use it as like a dump pouch, dump bag. You of course have that rapid tab on the back side here. You got chest straps, shoulder straps that are super cushiony. I don't want to harp on these bags too much because I've reviewed a lot of them in the past, but if you're looking at the newer next gen bags, my two recommendations would be an EDC Ready Pack for like a regular style backpack, or the Overlander if you want something bigger. Now those two bags I have been using for the past couple of weeks, and they are pretty familiar to me because of all the other bags, but there are a few more here that I will show you guys. Right here is a Navigator pack, which is kind of like a little bit bigger than a fanny style pack. You could kind of use it as a shoulder bag, a crossbody, but it is pretty large. You could fit a ton of gear in here. I would probably see people carrying a lot of medical gear in here, and of course all the other tactical items that we've been talking about. And this one is in blue, so you can see it a lot better than my black bags. You will typically only ever see me carrying a black or gray style bag from Vertx, but they do have a lot of other colors that kind of blend in more with like the hiking outdoor crowd. They did make a bright orange Overlander at one point, and I still have that bag. I'll use that occasionally. Vertx, if you're watching this, I know you are, make some bright orange bags. I think people would dig that. Also back here I have the Ruck Roll, which is a Ruck Roll style backpack. So on the top here, this thing expands to be pretty dang large, and that's going to be good for the people who are using these in a very tactical situation. Of course, you can pack it out with a ton of camping gear and things like that. But look how big this compartment is. I would say you could fit a small child in here, or something like maybe a 14.5-inch AR pistol, and then instead of rolling the bag up, you can simply leave it in this like super long configuration. So if you're trying to conceal something that is not easy to conceal in a smaller pack, the Ruck Roll might be the one for you. And then one more bag before we move on to the ones that I'm really stoked on. Right here is another version of the Overlander, but in that bright blue colorway. This thing is still brand new and I have a color bias, so I will not be using this bag. However, this bag and some of the other ones that I've shown you guys, I'm going to be giving these away to those who support the channel over on Patreon. So if you're on Patreon, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm going to be posting something about a raffle giveaway type of thing over there, so stay tuned for that. These bags are going to go to some of you in a new home. So all of those bags to me are very familiar. Any of you guys who have used Vertx bags out there, they're gonna be pretty similar to things that you've seen in the past, but there has been some feedback that I've been giving to Vertx, and I know a lot of other people have been giving them over the years as well, and they just released a new long walks collection of 3 new bags, 3 different colorways of each, and it really takes an EDC style bag and simplifies it, makes it lighter overall, which is something that I was really looking forward to. I have these 3 bags here. I've only used them since yesterday, really. Just got them, but I wanted to bring you guys a video on them. So let's take a look at the smallest one first. This right here is the Long Walks multi-purpose waist pack. It is a very discreet, kind of simple, almost boring looking fanny pack, and that's exactly what they're going for here. You don't want a bag that is housing maybe a firearm or knives or other tactical gear to really be shouting, hey, look what I got in here. So this thing just kind of looks like a regular old fanny pack. And on the surface, when you dive into these pockets, there's really nothing like crazy tactical about it, and that's what I actually like. The material choices that Vertx has been using for a while is rugged and bomb-proof. However, I've never had an issue with Vertx quality, so I felt like they could have dialed back the ruggedness a little bit, but then gave us a pack that was a lot lighter, and that's kind of what they are doing here with these. All 3 of these new bags are constructed out of an ultra light and durable mini ripstop nylon, so you're not really losing any of that durability, but you're making it a lot lighter. This waist pack right here weighs just half a pound. It looks pretty slim, but this thing actually puffs open and you could fit a lot of items in here. I've really just been tossing in a lot of my EDC stuff recently, but over the next couple of weeks or so, I'm gonna be carrying this with me on flights across the country, and I'm probably gonna find an even better use for this bag. So first up in this front pouch here, you'll notice that we just have some loop Velcro in there, and that is going to be perfect for all of the Vertx accessories. And when I say all of them, there are quite a lot of these new accessories here. We got large sleeves, small sleeves, got medium sleeves, a bunch of different holster options in here, different belt attachments, and these are gonna be more suited for the bigger bags. This one right here with the little loops on it is what I've been putting in the front of this bag. So if you are like me and you carry flashlights or pocket knives, you can put something like these little loops in the front here. And now here's one of the knives that I've been carrying lately, just a simple Benchmade bug out. You can slip that blade right into the front of the pouch there. I can put pens and flashlights and other things in here and keep things nice and compact. Now onto the bigger pouch, there are 2 nylon style pouches here where I will typically throw something like my wallet. My wallet will go in there if I have my keys on me, which I do not right now. There is this lanyard loop on the inside, so you could snap your keys to that. And then of course you have some more Velcro here if you wanted to add other kinds of organizers. Maybe I want a pouch inside of a pouch. I can simply take this, stick it inside the bottom there, and now I have some degree of organization and separation so my gear is not bouncing around. Now that I think about it, this is kind of like the perfect pouch for sunglasses. If you don't want them getting scratched up in there, you kind of have like a dedicated sunglass pouch now all inside. So there it is with some of my EDC gear in it. Still lightweight, very inconspicuous. You could of course throw a Velcro attachment holster in there and run your EDC off body if you so choose. And then in the back there's also kind of like another secret little compartment here. And this actually has 2 little hooks on it. And this is going to allow this pack to be worn in a few different ways. Of course, as like a fanny pack or a waist pack just around your belt line. I've been wearing this thing as sort of a crossbody. I will just throw it over one shoulder and kind of have it hanging down by my side. But if you are also carrying a 2-strap backpack, you can actually loop these around 2 attachment points on the new backpacks, or really any backpack for that matter, and then cinch them down, and then you have sort of a chest pack here. That way, maybe you're running some trauma gear, gauze and quick clot, tourniquets, whatever it may be. If you have all of these bags loaded out for a tactical application, you could actually run this thing as sort of a chest pack. Again, that's not really something that I'm doing with this stuff. I'm really using Vertx gear as like a lifestyle EDC style bag when I'm out camping, traveling through the airport. And so far, I really like this bag. I think this one might be my favorite out of the 3 new ones. So we'll just set this back here and move on to the next bag in a different color. Here we have a new Long Walks pack, and this is a 15-liter backpack. So pretty slim. It kind of reminds me of something like a camel pack. And this one I have not even opened. You can see just how thin this thing is with the same ripstop nylon on there. Now this one sort of has like a front stretchy pouch, which does not come all the way undone, but you could stash things like raincoats and other gear in here and then grab this tab up here to really cinch it down tight. The next gen bags, including all of these new bags, have kind of interesting pockets here. Instead of opening just all the way down the front, the zipper kind of side opens. That way your gear is not going to dump out if you are slinging this thing around to the front to access anything. You have some more Velcro inside of here. The lanyard loop is also found inside of this front pouch here. That would be sort of useful as a dump pouch. And then once we dive into the main compartment here, this is where you're going to be able to see the functionality of this. These are all of the different accessories that I've been talking about. And this is great because the bags are a lot cheaper than Vertx bags have been in the past, but they're not sacrificing quality. So more affordable, more bare bones, but with all of these accessories, it's going to allow you to pick up different types of pockets and attachments, and you can make this bag into whatever style bag that you want. So here we have a belt panel adapter, some smaller versions of that. We have sort of like an admin style attachment here, so you could put spare magazines, tourniquets, or just any other gear inside of one of these. And the possibilities are endless. I mean, there's so many accessories here to show you guys, and I don't want to completely bore you with all of this, but different style pouches. This is sort of like a laptop sleeve that we could put into a bigger bag. There are a lot of things that you can do with this bag. So again, this is the 15-liter right here, but I am probably most interested in the bigger brother, and that is the Long Walks 28-liter pack. So the 3 different colors that I mentioned in the beginning, we of course have black like the waist pack, we have the blue like I just showed you, and we also have this green color here. You guys already know which one I prefer, this guy right here. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you the green because it's just a little bit easier to see on camera. Now this one is going to be very similar to the 15-liter, which we got right here. You can kind of see the size difference. But the reason I like this one so much is because it has a lot of the same functionality as one of my favorite packs, the EDC Ready pack, but it is a lot lighter. The 15-liter comes in at just 1.3 pounds, and the larger brother that is kind of like an EDC Ready pack, this one comes in at just 1.9 pounds. So a heck of a lot lighter than the bags used to be. Now this one is very similar to the last one. We of course have that stretchy pocket on the front so you can stash bigger items, maybe helmets, rain gear, things like that. And then there's a simple pull tab to get that thing tight. We have this sort of like EDC dump pouch here, again with that side open zipper, that way your gear doesn't fall out on the ground. We have a key loop on the inside, and of course the Velcro, that way you can attach whatever kind of accessories you want to use. Now this bigger version of the bag does have water bottle pockets, which is something that the EDC Ready pack has, so you could fit big Nalgene water bottles in here. They're super stretchy, just like the material on the front. So that is a huge plus for me as well. And then of course, diving into the big zipper compartment here, you can see how you can use all of their accessories to set this thing up however you want. So in this one, I have sort of a laptop sleeve, which will fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And then on the front, these are obviously going to be best used for AR mags and things of that nature, but they're also super handy for other things. Maybe you want to throw your phone in here. If you want to have everything completely off body, you can use these pouches for things other than tactical stuff. I keep saying this, I'm not really using these bags for their intended tactical style purpose, but that's what's cool about these new bags. They're lighter and you can set them up to use them however you want. Now there are some things missing from this bag when comparing it directly to the EDC Ready pack, but again, it's something that I'm personally not missing, and that is that quick access tab in the back. There's really no hidden compartment in the back here, and that's really something that I don't use on the other bags. So that is a nice upgrade for me. I believe this pack is actually going to replace most of my uses for the EDC Ready pack. You of course have the waist strap down here, which is removable, and the padding on here, although the bag is a lot lighter than the regular EDC Ready pack, There are some new features on the Long Walks pack which make this thing super comfortable. They're kind of contoured towards your body, and you have these like little dump pouches right here. So if you want to throw your phone in your chest pocket, you can do that. Throw your keys in there, pack of gum. If you want to talk about this from like a tactical application, I think you could probably even throw your phone in there and do a little stealth recording if you ever need to have like a body camera or something like that. I have not actually even done this yet, but while I'm wearing this Long Walks pack, I'm going to pull out these two little hooks in the chest pack. Just going to loop these through the front of the pack. And now if I cinch these tight, I now have kind of like a makeshift chest rig, which is pretty cool. Again, this is more of like a tactical application, but if you need to have quick access to anything and you want it right here in your workspace, this is going to be a pretty cool option combining two of these bags together. Now I will show you guys one more accessory and the way that I've actually set up my black version of the Long Walks pack. This is the same exact pack that I just showed you in green, but this one of course is in black. And inside of my main compartment here, instead of having a laptop sleeve, I have sort of like this little admin pocket. So up here we of course have places where you can mount any kind of accessory, but in this case of course you could put some AR mags in there. We have sort of a smaller pouch down here and then a zipper pouch. And this is something that is completely removable, so I can put this higher or lower in the pack. I can move it to an entire bag. If I have this thing set up for a very specific purpose, you can move it all around. These bags are sweet. I feel like I'm kind of talking in circles at this point, but they are lightweight, they are more affordable, they're still super rugged and durable. This is going to be my new go-to backpack for a while. Unless I see some downsides with it, which I personally don't see right now, I'll make an update video. Maybe I'll bring you guys a dedicated EDC update video to show you kind of how I'm using these bags after a few weeks. But the waist pack and the 28 liter, these are going to be my go-to for a while now. I think they're gonna make great travel companions, and you guys will see me using this stuff over the next couple of weeks because I got a ton of travel coming up. So I know that was a lot of information all at once. If you guys have any questions on something that I was talking about, you can drop a comment down below. I of course have a discount code so you guys can save some cash on ordering these bags. They are already more affordable than the regular next gen bags, so you can get a bag like this, and it's priced very competitively with other options out there. I think that's all that I got right now, so I would appreciate it if you guys left a like on this video, and if you're new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe because I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.